Hey guys, I'm Brian, and today I'm going to be debunking aviation myths. I've been a pilot for about 12 years, and in that time I've heard a lot of people who have some thoughts on aviation and airplanes and aviation lifestyle that are simply not true. There's a bunch out there. I picked 3 for today's video that I found interesting, and so we'll go through those. I'd also like to ask, if you don't mind, that you stick around to the end of the video. Believe it or not, I've actually seen this video already, and it gets it's a dumpster fire at the end. All right, myth number 1, you have to have 20/20 vision in order to be a pilot. That's simply not true. Truth is, most pilots are actually a little bit older and require some sort of vision correction in order to fly. My medical specifies that I have to wear corrective lenses if I'm going to fly an aircraft. So don't think that you have to have 20/20 vision if you want to fly an airplane. Now, if you want to fly with a Class 1 or Class 2 medical, which to simplify things is basically required to get paid to fly or carry passengers, you need to have vision that's correctable to 20/20, and that can mean with corrective lenses. There's a little more complexities to that when you get over 50 and some other stuff, but basically, if you can wear glasses and get to 20/20, you can fly with the first or second class medical, get paid, carry passengers. If you just want to fly for fun, you can have your vision corrected to 20/40 and you can get a third class medical. So if you're just wanting to fly, you can do it even if your vision isn't perfect. I know what you're thinking, Brian. What about color blindness? So a lot of people think if you're colorblind, you can't fly. That's actually not true. There are some stipulations, and you can Google it and look into it, but there are some steps you got to jump through, but it is possible to be colorblind and fly. And the obvious next question, what if I only have one eye? I Googled that too because that's the kind of person I am, and it turns out, much to my surprise, you can actually fly if you only have one functioning eye. I didn't know that. Same thing, there's stipulations and some hoops that you would need to jump through, but you can actually fly an airplane if you are completely blind in one eye, and we're going to take this to the next step. What if I'm completely blind? Well, if you're watching this video and you're completely blind, I'd like to first off just point out how handsome I am as I sit in this palatial estate surrounded by all these exotic cars imported from the finest Italy. If you're completely blind, there's a fourth class medical that you can get, and that's why sometimes you'll be at an airport and you'll see there's no fourth class medical. I made that up. All right, so the point is, you don't have to have perfect vision, and don't think that I can't fly because I've got some sort of issue with my eyes. There's ways around it. You can look those up. I'm not going to dive into it because nobody's coming here for real information. All right, myth number 2, and I'm sorry I really buried the lead on this video. Myth 3 is the one that's going to be the most. Anyway, let's just myth 2. Airplanes can't fly if they lose an engine. That is complicated, but for the most part, it's really not an issue. Let's go outside real quick. For example, this is my airplane right here, which only has one engine. And actually, right now, I can't even fly on the one engine. That was a bad example, Brian. So maybe at some point in your life, you've heard someone say, oh, on this particular aircraft, if it loses an engine, it's going to fall out of the sky like a rock. Simply not true. If an airliner, a commercial airliner, loses an engine, it's an emergency, but it's not a disaster. In fact, commercial airliners are required to not only be able to take off, but also climb and clear obstacles with one engine failed. In our smaller airplanes, it's a little bit different. Some, it's pretty urgent that you get down. Some are going to go down, and some can continue to fly on one engine. But it's not true that if a plane loses an engine that it's a catastrophe. When I say loses an engine, I mean the engine stops. If you're in a plane and the engine actually comes off the plane, myth number 3, pilots are rich. I think there's this perception out there that if you're a pilot, you're rich. If you own your own plane, you're rich. I'll Uno reverse that right now and tell you if I didn't own a plane, I'd probably be way more well off. But a lot of people seem to think that pilots, for some reason, just have a ton of... Sorry. A ton of money. I don't think that's the case. I know a whole lot of different pilots, and I don't think it's a sure bet that all of them are rich. And I thought the best thing we could do to debunk this myth was, why don't we call up a pilot, ask them if they're rich or not. I got a buddy named Martin Pauly. He's got a YouTube channel you've probably seen. He flies that A36. You fly an A36, you got to be rich. And I thought maybe what we do, maybe we call up Martin and just ask him. I'm sure he'll shoot us straight. So let's call up Martin.
Hey Brian, how's it going?
Hey Martin, how's it going? Sorry to bug you. I have a quick question if you've got a second.
I'm in the middle of something. Yeah, make it quick.
Oh, it won't take too long. What are you doing?
I'm at a bank.
Oh, Well, that makes sense. That's what I'm calling about. So what are you doing? Are you making a deposit? You deposited a bunch of cash because you're a rich pilot?
No, I'm robbing it, Brian. You know how much AFGAS costs?
Oh.
Everybody get on the floor and nobody gets hurt.
Hey, Brian, I'm gonna have to call you back. I got a lot on my plate right now.
Yeah, we can catch up at another time, Martin.
Small, unmarked bills, like I told you. Just put them in the bag and no funny business, yeah?
Maybe not a good example. When you think about the idea of pilots and having money or being wealthy, a lot of the times it's a myth, and it does get perpetuated through social media. If you're interested in aviation, you're probably familiar with Mike and Mark Patey, those guys that have tremendous amounts of success, and they've had these aviation companies and these products they've designed like Best Tugs. But what you probably don't know is that's actually a second career for those guys. They really found their success earlier in life in the aviation-centric rap duo Best Thugs. Believe it or not, those guys are still doing that as a side hustle, and they just dropped a self-titled CD, and I got a couple of songs if you want to hear. Do you want to hear one? I'll play one of them for you.
Calculations on the board, equations in the air, blueprints scattered. I'm a mad scientist in my lair. Gotta balance the wings, Newton's laws in the cut. Aerodynamics sharper than a diamond studded rut. It's physics, math and engineering, we elevating. Every time we build aviation, celebrating. Build it, break it, sand it to precision's chore. Sanding's the gospel, gotta sand it more.
Do you want to hear another track? I really hope you do, because I bet whoever put that together spent some money on it and probably made two of them, which costs. Let's just hear it.
Got Mike and Mark, twin stars in the game. Genius engineers, pilots breaking all the frames. Invented them tugs, towed planes. World stunned, record shattered. Competition on the run. Mike and Mark soaring high, touch the sky. Brilliant minds never shy, we testify. Through the clouds, engines roar, dreams they buy. Twin inventions making history fly. Airfields transform, tugs redefine the game. Innovation, the focus, never chasing fame. From a spark to a blaze, the claim. Mike and Mark, the world won't be the same. Mike and Mark soaring high, touch the sky. Brilliant minds never shy, we testify. Through the clouds, engines roar, dreams they buy. Twin inventions making history fly. Mike and Mark soaring high, touch the sky. Brilliant minds never shy, we testify. Through the clouds, engines roar, dreams they buy. Twin inventions making history fly.
I'm not stupid. I know you're sitting there thinking, oh, this is all made up. This is all fake. Brian's just making this up. I'm going to call Mike Patey right now, and we'll talk to him. Maybe he'll rap for us a little bit.
It's physics, math, and engineering. Machine it, draft it, build it, test it, break it.
That's his voicemail. I think he's probably at a gig. All right, I'm not giving up that easy. We're going to get this question answered from a pilot. I'm going to call my friend Dan Milikin.
Hey, Brian, how's it going?
Hey, Dan, how's it going? Quick question. I'm doing a video about pilot and their financial status, and I want to pick your brain.
Funny you should mention finances. I'm actually heading to the bank right now.
Are you making a deposit?
Oh, no, Martin Pauly told me to meet him here at noon. He needs a ride. She's stupid.
Get to the chopper!
Hurry up, Martin! We gotta get out of here! Let's go, let's go, let's go! Hey, Brian, can I call you back? I need to take care of something real quick.
Yeah, we can definitely talk later, Dan.
Martin, I left the car running. Let's go! Hand me that bag.
All right, so what did we learn today? I think we learned a lot. First, we learned that eye thing was creepy. I really spent a lot of hours with After Effects trying to just do a Terminator thing, and me and After Effects fought, and I couldn't make it work, so we went with the creepy mouth eye. But we debunked myths. We learned your poor eyesight is very unlikely to keep you out of the cockpit. If you do have a mouth for an eyeball, or even worse, two mouths for eyeballs, you're probably not going to be able to fly. But your other vision things, look it up. There's ways around this different stuff. We learned if you lose an engine, you're not going to be stuck up there. All airplanes are designed in the event of an engine loss to come back down. So not something you need to be worried about on an airplane. Lastly, we learned the success of most aviation people and influencers really didn't come by way of aviation. It came by living a life of crime or being a part of an underground rap scene. And Mike and Mark Patey really pioneered the way of the aviation rap and sort of, I don't know, set the foundation for the aviation rap songs that we all know and love today. I'll put links to those songs in the description if you want to go hear the full songs. So you can check those out. The other thing we learned, AI kind of sucks. Our future AI overlords apparently are unable to generate a Caucasian rapper. I tried and tried and tried. No matter how many times you ask it, they start out white and they always morph into some combination of something else. I don't know what was going on here with the extra hands and the patty cake thing, but that stuff cracks me up. Interesting fact, if you play with AI, if you go to ChatGPT or any of these other AI image generators, right now, as of January 2025, and you can test this, AI cannot generate an image of a full wine glass. You can ask it, beg and plead, be as creative and flowery with your language as you want. It absolutely will not create a wine glass that's full to the brim. I tried and I thought I could outsmart it, but that is something it is just currently incapable of doing. I encourage you to go try it. And if you are able to do it, let me know what you typed. But as of right now, it seems impossible. All right, that's all I've got for this kind of weird video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you are into aviation, you want to learn to fly, I recommend checking out this video here. It's done pretty well on my channel. This video right here teaches you everything you need to know about how to fly an airplane in like 5 minutes. It's been super helpful. A lot of people have learned to fly from watching that video. You should check it out if you want to learn to fly. Other than that, thanks for watching and subscribing and doing all the things. You guys fly smart, and I'll catch you in the next one.